Hey everybody, Mike Eddy here and Kyle Arnold. And
Morning. Or good evening, excuse me.
Yes, it will be evening by the time this is broadcast. So everybody's all amped up about this next storm. This last storm we saw snow as high as 16 inches in the Macomb area. I think Peoria
got about a foot
total
out of it, yeah.
So Kyle and I are big weather guys. Now Kyle actually went to school for it, and he's the real deal.
I have my degree in meteorology. As my followers, because Mike's going to share this with his people and my people.
Yeah, we're going to share it together.
We know each other through insurance. We're fellow insurance agents, rival companies, but all good friends, all good buddies. We have a passion for weather, which I've discovered recently with Mike. My followers know, I've pushed reports out for 10 years now. I'm back to college days. And Mike is going to talk to you about the upcoming storm. I'm still not confident in the numbers. I don't see agreement with the models, so I'm not going to go anywhere near snowfall totals. You guys know that. I'm going
to dabble in it a little bit.
Mike's a shoot from the hip type guy. I have reservations even still 60 hours away. So,
the last storm, even the day of, we're only calling for 6 to 8 inches, and it ended up being over a foot. So there's really no guarantee when it comes to snow.
There's a lot of energy, and it was a slow-moving system too. Whereas this storm, everything we're showing is this storm is not going to be that slow mover. This is a late night arrival Friday night. Be out of here by probably midday, early afternoon on Saturday. But
the aftermath's going to be big.
The aftermath that's what I'm excited to talk to you about, because
we're going to get into that in a minute.
That's the emphasis, but we'll let Mike go from here.
So let's start off with what you probably want to know off the top. Now, there's several different models. Some are more accurate than others. Again, we're not going to pin down any numbers today, but we'll show you this model, which is the most up-to-date European model. And it has us around 8, 10, 12 inches, somewhere in that vicinity. There are other models that are less. But the European model is usually very, very accurate, but we'll see. So that's just the snippet of where we're at as far as snow. But the bigger issue with this storm is not the snow we're going to get from the storm. It's going to be the fact that we have a foot of snow already on the ground, and you're going to add, even if you add 6 inches of snow or 8 inches of snow on top of the foot that we have, and then the wind and the blowing everywhere, snow's going to be everywhere. And you're not going to be able to remove it because of the cold. And I want you to get into this cold, but then the pattern change that's going to cause next weekend, not this weekend, next weekend.
And in regards to the storm too, some of these numbers seem high to me, but I do think there is good agreement. I think it's the whole weather community. We are looking at a minimum 5 to 6 inches out of this storm coming up this weekend. So like Mike said, you add that on top of the snowpack we already have. Now you're 1.5 to 2 feet in some areas, and the cold air coming behind it. But one thing I want to talk about, how I'm not comfortable talking about snowfall accumulation totals, is there's some phasing issues. So this is a model. This helps break down best for me. So when I see this, I see phasing. So this is the southern stream, this is the northern stream. We're right about here. So the storm system itself, is still out here off the coast of California. Now, in about 3 days, we do look for it to develop sometime on Friday in Colorado, if you can see that. And then it'll be moving into our area late night, Friday night, into Saturday. And then these two areas are the areas of energy. Now, if these converge prior to getting to Illinois and eastern Iowa and northern Missouri, then we're talking about much higher snowfall totals. But I just don't see that coupling taking place until after it passes us. And in that case, for any friends or followers out there in Ohio, Pennsylvania, New York State, and the Northeast, you're looking at 18 to 20 inches of snow. This is going to be a major high-impact snow event for you folks out on the East Coast.
It could happen here if it comes together.
It could happen
here. The models last week that you saw on Facebook that were going around had it coming together, and that's why they showed 16 to 23.
Correct.
Because they have it coming together. You're not sure on that yet.
I'm not confident on the coupling
to call that.
I think that phasing, because phasing is essentially energy in the world of weather. I see it taking place east of us, just to the east of us, but that's why I think the models today showing snowfall totals are down a little bit. Again, I'm not calling accumulation totals yet.
Let's go into what comes after.
Anomalies.
And specifically next weekend.
So yeah, so
Next weekend.
not only next weekend, but next week. So in my weather report a couple weeks ago, I talked about the winds of winter and how the change is coming and how we were at 50 degrees on that Tuesday and 60 degrees in some areas, and that cold air started filtering in. Well, now we have an offshoot of what we call the polar vortex, which usually hangs out around Thunder Bay, Canada. It's shot down into the Midwest, the upper Midwest, and it reset the weather patterns. So that's why we're seeing these storms and these timely storms. On top of it, we're looking at a system not only tonight, which could bring potentially inch and a half to most areas, which isn't much compared to the foot we just saw, but we're also looking at the snow system, which could be the big one. I think Winter Storm Harper is what the Weather Channel is calling it because they have silly names. And that's Friday and Saturday for us. And we're looking at another disturbance Monday night into Tuesday. But what comes after Harper is extreme cold weather. And with the snowpack out here in the ground, so this is a departure. This is looking at the next 10 days. So from here on out through January 29th, so the end of January. These are temperature departures. So these dark areas here in Iowa, you see in Illinois, the darker purples, this is 30 to 40 degrees below the norm for the year. So this is below zero. I'm not even below freezing, but below zero, sub-zero temperatures we're looking at. And when you couple winds on top of it and snowpack, now I want to show you one more model here.
I want to see the Big Daddy.
This is yeah, Big Daddy. This is pretty extreme.
This is crazy what you're about to see.
So this is wind chills, and this is not really strong winds. This is like 20, 30 mile an hour winds.
This is next
But with the
weekend,
cold air,
potentially.
these are potential wind chills we're looking at with
Next
one model.
weekend.
So this is, if you can see, 40 to 50 below.
Wind
This
chills.
is not only dangerous for people or children to be out. This is dangerous for anyone to be out.
Potentially next weekend.
Potentially next week. I mean, no, this is cold air. This is almost a guarantee it's coming.
Right.
The
Next
wind
weekend.
chills.
Not this weekend.
This is the models.
It might be
the following
below
weekend, the
zero
26th, 27th.
Wind chills this weekend, but the next weekend's going to be
So this is what we're looking at. This is temperature departures for, so say Monday morning on Dr. King Day, which most of you are off. Please stay home. Don't go out unless you have to. But these are temperatures. We're looking at temperature departures. And again, this is below the norm. So we're 14 degrees below zero. So we're already in the single digit temps. Now this is wind chills. Sorry, I showed that one. This is, so temperature departure. This isn't wind chills, but this is a week from today for Saturday. We're looking at minimum temperatures, not temperature departures, but minimum temps. We're looking at teens to 20s below zero next week. And we continue to see that. So the polar vortex itself, I wish I had a model. I used to. Where is it? Here's this one. So I want to show you just real quick. So the polar vortex hangs out around here, around Thunder Bay, Canada. Well, now we have this offshoot. These two streams are going to converge, that phasing. This is going to drop down into the upper Midwest. And actually, I saw some models at the end of January. This polar vortex up here is going to be over the great state of Wisconsin, right over here.
which is really bad.
That's
for us.
how cold it is going to get. And I can't go again. So this is, we're looking at the end of the month. These are below, see the big B over Illinois? That's us. We are way sub-zero below norm temp, below the average temp. And that's looking to continue. Honestly,
the end of the month, and it
not
could
only-
go into February.
Yeah,
you said.
yeah. Not only towards the end of the month. I mean, I've seen models, 46-day controls, that go out through mid-February. So we're going to be below freezing potentially for a month after this weekend storm, and with constant snows, the constant
makes it
systems, the
even
way
colder.
the pattern changes.
Yeah.
This
snow on
snowpack,
the ground.
usually 6 inches of snow keeps the temp around 4 to 5 degrees cooler. With a foot and a half, 2 feet of snow, you're now looking at 10 degrees cooler than what the surface temperature is, because with the snowpack, even with the sun out, you have that radioactive reflectivity bouncing off the snow and not being absorbed by the surface.
Bottom line is we could have more snow on the ground this winter than maybe most of us
Yeah.
our age have seen in our
Yeah,
lifetime.
I think this is.
And wind chills maybe 40 below.
I think this rivals
So-
the winter of '78. To be honest.
40 years later.
Yeah, 40. Well, yeah, 40, yeah, 41 years later.
41,
yeah, 41 years later. Yes, yes.
So now we'll also update some other things coming up. Okay, each one of us will. We may throw another post together. I don't know if we'll get a video together before Friday.
Yeah, we live a good distance away from each other.
But just stay tuned. But you heard it here first. that don't worry about this snowfall. Worry about what's coming. So, all right, we appreciate you guys. We love you all.
Thank
and
you so
our
much.
fans.
Yes,
you guys are awesome.
Thank you for following. This is new for me, the whole visual medium. Mike does the video stuff. I like to type it up a much more organized.
Share it with your friends.
Yes, just please share it with friends. And just know that, yeah, we're all looking at a storm and they are talking about high totals, or at least preliminary anyways. I don't want to talk about totals yet. It's what's coming after should be the greatest concern for you and your loved ones, and for planning your commute or any trips you have. I see a large number of snow days for any teachers and students and kids out there. They'll be very happy, but I mean, we're talking about acts of God.
We won't be happy. We as parents.
And again, just be careful on the roads, particularly Saturday night and Sunday with the winds and the blowing and drifting of snow. And
then once those temps kick in, that'll be a whole other.
It'll be a whole other story. So. Bitter cold is coming your way. So thank you again.
We appreciate you guys.
Have a great day.
See you guys.